Welcome to NFL World, where NFL starts and ends. I'm your host, Jacob. And welcome to the third episode of the NFL Dream. Where is it a dream, a reality, or a nightmare? And for this episode, we got the New England Patriots. Now, everything the Patriots have done in this offseason, I don't think it even compares to the move they made in the beginning of the offseason when they went and fired Gerard Mayo, hired Mike Vrabel, and rehired Josh McDaniels. So let's explain what happened. Gerard Mayo was the head coach in 2024. It went bad really quickly, and an hour after it was announced that they could fire coaches at the end of the season, they did. They fired him. And then hired Vrabel very quickly. He was one of the first head coaches hired for that reason. You know my reasoning. I've said it on the show many times. I'll quickly re-say it. I think Gerard Mayo was hired because Belichick had in his contract that his predecessor would be on the current staff, which I think everyone thought that would be Josh McDaniels. Josh was not there on the current staff. So it could not be Josh. Then they was thinking, okay, maybe Bill O'Brien. It was somebody else. No, they took Gerard Mayo. That was the reason the move was made so fast, in my opinion. But we had Lucas on the show, and he said many times, I just don't think Gerard Mayo is the right man for the job, but I'm willing to give him a chance. And it didn't go well. He wasn't able to do the job because he didn't know how to do the job, in my opinion. I don't think he was ready for the job. That was the biggest issue. I don't think he could never have done the job. I think in 2024, he could not do the job. But in 2028, maybe he could have. But not in 2024. Just my opinion, I just don't think he was able to do the job at this point in time. But the moves they made, I think, really benefit the team. Stephon Diggs, they brought him in 3-year deal, $69 million. Is he going to play there 3 years? Probably not. You will see that a lot, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, especially with the Patriots. Maybe he plays a year and a half, 2 years there. 2 years maybe, and then they say, okay, yep, bye, see you later. I don't agree with everything Stephon Diggs does, but he's a great football player. He's been a number one before, which the Patriots need a number one. So I like the move. I thought it was a good move. I like this move too. Harold Landry has a prior relationship with Vrabel. That's why you bring him in. I thought he could have gone many other different destinations, and he chose, no, I'm going to go there. 3-year contract, $43.5 million. Again, maybe he's not there for the entire 3 years, but he's a locker room guy, and he has been very impactful with Vrabel. That's why you bring him in. Robert Spillane has some ties to the Patriots defensive coordinator now. Even though Vrabel's going to run the defense, Spillane's kind of bounced around a little, been all over the place. Knew the defensive coordinator was the defensive line coach for the Raiders under McDaniels. But Spillane has been around. Spillane was with McDaniels with the Raiders, and then stayed with the Raiders last year, was with the Steelers the couple years prior. So he's been around. And he's undersized, yes, but he's a thumper. He's not really a coverage guy. He's a good run defender, but he's a thumper. He's going to make some hits. He's a tackle machine. That's what he does. So you want that from your linebackers. Carlton Davis, I like this move a lot. Pair him with Christian Gonzalez. And you say, okay, 3-year deal, $60 million. He hasn't played a full NFL season. He plays like 10 to 12 games a year. So bear in mind that. But I like it. I really, really like it. He's a little handsy, but that's okay. but he's a very good football player. Morgan Moses, another 3-year deal. Not going to play 3 years. Might play 1 and then out the door he goes. He's a veteran offensive tackle. He can play left tackle, he can play right tackle, which is very rare to find a starter that can do that and be very comfortable with both. Because locker room guy, but you have offensive line issues. Slot him in, good. Milton Williams, I did not see this one happening. 4-year deal, $104 million. Did not see this one happening. I thought he was going to the Panthers. Remember, that was the first day of free agency, and like X wasn't working, Twitter wasn't working, whatever you want to call it, wasn't working, and the Patriots slid right on in and picked up Milton Williams. Pairing him with Christian Barmore, who's coming back from the blood clots, we hope Christian Barmore is okay. That will be a lethal duo if Barmore can just get healthy. That's all you want. Joshua Dobbs, there was a little bit of an overlap back in 2022. Let's explain. Remember, that was the year the Titans got injured all to hell. They were injured. And Josh Dobbs got signed on a Monday, played on a Thursday. He actually played pretty well. So bring him in, help him mentor Drake May. That's what you want to do. Chris Tonga. Very easy to say why they brought him in. Very easy. He's a big guy. He's going to stop the run. He's not a sack guy. He doesn't do much in pass rush. He's just going to stop the run. He's just a big man who stops the run. 6'4", 338. That's all he's doing. That's okay. That's what he's meant to do. Let him do it. Matt Collins, 2-year deal, $8.4 million. You can see the trend that is going on here. Bringing in some wide receivers, trying to build this wide receiver room. It was not a great wide receiver room when you have Kendrick Bourne, who you didn't utilize well, and a couple of Pop Douglas, who did some nice things but wasn't really built in that offense. So there's a lot of things that didn't work exactly well. Austin Hooper overlapped with Vrabel in his last year. Hooper, good player. It's a 1-year deal worth $5 million. He's not what he once was, but that's okay. Great locker room guy. Can play well on the field. Paying with the pieces you gotta like that move. Jalen Hawkins returns to the Patriots, 1-year deal, $2.25 million. Played 54% of the snaps with the injuries to Duggar and Peppers last year. So, okay. And you get a veteran to return on a cheap deal, you can't be mad at it. Kevin Chason played with Spillane with the Raiders. And he does have ties to new defensive coordinator Terrell Williams. So there you go. Like I said about Spillane, with the Raiders, that's what Chason brings with the new defensive coordinator Terrell Williams. Marcus Epps, also with the Raiders, he suffered an injury. His torn ACL. He signed a 1-year deal for $4.4 million. You need to build a safety room. That's what Vrabel's trying to do, bringing in Marcus Epps. I'm going to mispronounce his name. Wes Schwarzenegger. 1-year deal. He's a guard. He can play he's played a little bit, but he can kind of do guard, center stuff. I think he's more going to be a backup. Garrett Bradbury. 2-year deal. This is your starter for the time being, in my opinion. He did overlap a little bit, just a little, with Vrabel. And he has played in similar styles that Josh McDaniels, in the Josh McDaniels system stuff, so he should be comfortable with that. Jack Gibbons, there's not a lot about him. Literally, he played 2 years with Vrabel. That's it. And he had over 90 tackles in 2023. That's what happened. Now, the draft picks. Everyone knows about Will Campbell in the first round. 6'8", shorter arms than you would like, but he didn't get beat in college, so you can't be mad at it. Just something to keep an eye on, but don't be worried about. Trevion Henderson, the running back out of Ohio State. It wouldn't be a Mike Vrabel draft if he doesn't draft a wide receiver or running back. That's kind of what he does. Henderson is the Tajay Spears. Okay? It's not Tajay Spears, but it's very similar. Kyle Williams in the third round, the wide receiver out of Washington State, and Jared Wilson, the center out of Georgia, was also in the third round. There's not a lot of good centers in this draft. It was just a very depleted center room. Oh yeah, that. Which is the reason why you sign a free agent center to try to mold these younger centers. I love this pick though. Craig Woodson, the safety out of Cal. He's a thumper, but he also plays the ball really well. So I like him. I like what he does. But he'll deliver the hit that you back up and you're like, whoa, here we go. All right. Joshua Farman, the defensive tackle out of Florida State, that was in the fifth round, excuse me. Also in the fifth round, Braden Swisson, the edge of LSU. You need defensive line help. Get it. I got it. This is where we kind of go a little sideways. Andres, I think, but it might be Bogale, depending on the accent. He's the kicker out of Miami. Anytime you draft a kicker, it annoys me. It annoys me. You shouldn't draft them. Let them be undrafted free agents and bring them in for a workout. Instead, you draft one. Again, it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. That was the 6th round pick. The 7th round pick, you have 3 of them. Marcus Bryant, the offensive tackle in Missouri. Okay. Julian Ashby, the long snapper out of Vanderbilt. What I can say about kickers, I can say about long snappers. Don't draft them. But I really can't. But I don't agree with it. I would not draft them. It's just wasteful. Don't draft a long snapper. Don't draft a kicker. That's what you do. Don't draft them. It's a waste of time. But the last pick, they drafted Kobe Minor, the cornerback out of Memphis. That was a 7th round pick. You can't really be too mad at him to do it in the 7th round anyway, as much as I don't like the long snapper pick. It's a 7th round pick. Okay. So, what did the Patriots lose in free agency is the real question. Jacoby Brissett signed with the Cardinals. Okay, fine. Like, who cares? Really, Drake May is the starter. You know that. So, Brissett goes to the Cardinals. Daniel Ekuale, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, signed with the Steelers. He's a defensive tackle. Okay. David Goncha, I don't think counts. They traded him to the Saints. That doesn't count in my opinion. Jonathan Jones signed with the Commanders. Dietrich Y signed with the Commanders. Joey Sly signed with the Titans. That's the kicker. Literally, the kicker. David Andrews released and then retired. Joe Milton III, I don't think he counts. They traded him. And I'll give a reason of why they traded him. There was a little bit of a blow up between Milton and McDaniels, and if they had to be separated or not. But what happened was Milton thought, due to the fact that Vrabel and McDaniels was coming in, that he was going to get an opportunity to get the starting job. And McDaniels said no, he wasn't. And that led to something happening. And after a while, he got traded. So it was pretty quick. They didn't run it around. I get it, but that was the reason it happened. That was the reason we were given anyway. Now, the Patriots in 2024, they were really bad. They were bad on the road. A lot of teams are not great at on the road. It's a really hard place to play when you got to go on the road. But when you're bad at home, you're 2-6 at home in a place that has always been a tough place to play for opposing teams. You, the Patriots, can't win at home. You won 2 games last year. Your win percentage was .235. That's bad. That's really bad. So I have hopefully some fresh air for the New England Patriots fans. I believe the Patriots will win 8 games this year. They will go 8-9. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe they get 9 wins, depending on what happens against Atlanta, depending on what happens against the Jets late in the year. But I stuck with 8, so I got them 8-9. Because I think their style, mentorship, it will take some time, but they will get to be a really good team again. I think the things that they are working on, you bring in Vrabel for culture. You bring in these players like Harold Landry for culture. That's what you did. You do that for a very specific reason. Again, we talked about it the last couple of times. You want to get nasty. And that's what Vrabel does. You want to get nasty. But the thing is, you have a roster that was handed to you that it's got players at spots that are old or very inexperienced. And it's not a good thing. You don't have enough experience at one position, or you're too old at another position, and that's what's going on. So you have to try to get this together as quickly as you can. So I think it's going to take them some time. I do think the thing they have to work at is fix this offensive line, which is what their main goal has been. Fix the offensive line, fix the defensive line. I think Drake May is a capable guy, capable quarterback at this point in his career. You need someone like a Josh McDaniels to mentor him and mold him in a way. That's what you got to do. And so I was for McDaniels coming back, for Drake May. I was like, okay, that's a great move on their part. Let's help this young guy. Let's build a culture, let's build a system, and let's do it. And that's what they're doing. I'm a little concerned about this safety room, and I'm a little concerned about this offensive line. Other than that, I have it as an 8-9 season. So is it a reality for them to go to the Super Bowl this year? No, I don't think so. But it's not a nightmare. It's just a dream that is going to continue from 2025 into 2026. For NFL World, I'm Jacob Hubert. Out.